Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of K-Talk. I'm Adriana.
And I'm Randi.
And today we're going to talk about another book. This time we read the same book. And it's a nice switch of pace for me because the last one you read was also a historical book, right?
Mm-hmm, yes.
And for me, no. I read a modern kind of romance book, and we talked about that one.
Which, let me just point out that I read that they're making that one into a movie.
Oh, God. That'll be fun.
And it's supposed to star... Oh, gosh, what's his name? Lee Byung-hyun? Is that his name? He is in a lot of movies.
Okay.
He was also in Squid Game, I think.
Okay. The brother? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I like him. He was also in Kingdom, right? With Lee Min-ho.
Mm-mm.
The brother that died off the cliff, right? Is that the one that we're talking about in Squid Games?
No.
Or the evil brother?
The evil brother.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah. I've only seen him in Squid Games, so I'm
No.
not very familiar. Is Netflix picking this up?
Yes, I believe so.
Of course.
I believe so.
It'll be interesting. I'm guessing he's playing the dad because the kids are teenagers. So I wonder who they picked for the teenagers.
I don't know that they know yet. All I saw was that it's like in production, like they're going to be developing this into some kind of movie.
I missed that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the movie because as I said, I really liked it in many ways, but there were some things that I just didn't agree with. So this was definitely a nice change of pace for me. So this is called The Red Palace. And sometimes when I read YA books, I mean, I get why they classified it as a YA book, but also I'm like, the material's kind of strong, but I mean,
Well, definitely, because it's about a murder in the palace. And actually, it's not so much in the palace, but characters connected with the palace.
Yeah. So the beginning of this book, as soon as I started reading this book, so this is called The Red Palace, and it's by June Hur. And it's available at our local library, any of your local libraries. I didn't check to see if it was available in audiobook format, did you? Or ebook?
It is available as an ebook, but I don't believe as an e-audio, because that's how I usually like to...
Yeah, I usually like to listen to my books too, but like I have a problem listening to, like, that's the reason why I didn't. There was another book that I had picked up, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I had to read it. The audiobook, it just didn't sound right. Like, the accent is, obviously it's an American native English speaker who's doing the audiobook. So when she's pronouncing the names.
She was actually of Korean.
Was she?
Yeah.
Very Americanized, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. This is definitely available for you guys to check out. But as I started reading this, I was literally like, this is going to turn into a K-drama. Like, this has got to turn into a K-drama. Like, I just felt like the writing style that June Hur has is very visual. Like, that's one thing that really kind of captured me in the beginning is just the way that she describes things. I just feel like it's very easily translated to screen. I don't know if you felt that way, but I mean, I felt that way.
Well, definitely. And I mean, even when you look at the cover, it looks like
very stylized.
A K-drama, a historical K-drama.
I mean, it's like
especially
ready to be titled.
Like on the back with the police inspector, special investigator character. Like that just looked like.
It looks like a screenshot from a K-drama.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I was like, I'm reading this book and the descriptions are just like really making me get immersed into the story. And that's something that is really great when writers can do that, where they just kind of transport you and you almost hear certain things. So there's like one of the scenes in the beginning where she is going to investigate the murders, where she finds out about the murders and she kind of sneaks out of the palace to go investigate the murder. So we're going to try not to spoil too much about the storyline in case you do want to read it, but murder is the name of the game in this book.
Well,
it's a whodunit.
She's a nurse who gets involved in a a multiple homicide investigation, and investigates with a sort of local police investigator who has a hidden motive as well.
Of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during that scene where she sneaks out of the palace and she's hiding like on the compound as she's overhearing a conversation, I swear to you, I could hear like torches crackling in the background just from the way the descriptions were. They were so good. And, you know, after watching so many historical dramas myself, I could really see those settings. And I really love the way that she wrote this book in terms of her descriptions. The characters are very well played out as well. I mean, it's not a story you haven't heard before. It's a typical whodunit, and so the storyline progresses in that kind of pattern. But the characters do come to life because of their own interests. So, you know, while you look at a movie like Clue, where everybody kind of came together and it's a whodunit and it's a funny version of a whodunit, you don't really get to see a lot of their individual motivations. They're very vague. And this... you get a lot of the characters, and I really love that. I think that's what made this book stand out.
Well, yes, definitely. The main character is someone who has struggled and has been bullied, and even by her own family members, for her status in society. And she's worked really, really hard to get where she is. And now this whole murder investigation and everything that goes into that jeopardizes everything.
Yeah.
So
for both of them, really. I mean,
yes.
he stands to lose a lot.
Her
too.
more than anything, though.
Yeah, her more than anything. She's really the main character of the story, and she's got the most to gain and the most to lose. So she's very invested in making sure that this investigation goes the way it needs to go, so that she doesn't lose everything that she's worked so hard for. And this is kind of like one of those books or one of those stories where a simple twist of fate throws you into chaos, because she shouldn't have been she wasn't assigned to the prince's quarters initially. So it was more like they grabbed her and another girl in the beginning. So it was kind of a twist of fate. If she would not have been asked to do this,
she never would have been involved. Although she might have gotten herself involved because there's a person that is accused of the crime that is her mentor. Yeah. So she probably would have eventually involved herself anyways.
Yeah, I don't think to the extent that she did, because she had more hanging on the line. Yeah. But, you know, I think that's something that we sometimes see in movies and in K-dramas. It's just that little twist of fate changes your life. And this was very well done, very well written. I was very surprised by, like, how much thought was put into it. Because this is basically, I think, if I remember correctly, I read that... it's based off of one of the kings, and I'm trying to remember.
It's Crown Prince Sado.
Yes, Sado. So I think that they did a very good job in making sure that, like, certain historical aspects were very accurate and very good and very well done.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a little snippet at the end of where she explains his story, because obviously this is kind of a fictionalized account, but it's based on reference books that she read and stories that have come out about his life, and he is an integral part of the story. So I enjoyed that she sort of included a little bit of history at the end and actually pointed you to more sources to check that out. And in fact, I haven't been able to do it yet, but I do plan on doing that, just because, you know, all I've really heard about him before was that his father threw him, like, put him in a box or locked him somewhere where he basically, like, starved to death. Yeah. So I didn't realize he had all this sort of murderous past.
I mean, you know, a lot of historical stories come from a certain grain of truth. Yeah. Even like the man in the Iron Mask, or things like that. They're sensationalized historical stories.
No, but all I knew was that he was killed by his father, the king.
Yeah. And usually it's to hide a dirty secret. which would probably be the murderous past. Let's face it, the royal bloodlines of every country have their dirty secrets and have their, muddied bloodlines because, Yeah. But I think this book was just, it was a really good way to end the summer, or at least my summer reading program, because this is the only book I read for summer reading. Everything else I've been watching lots of stuff. But I definitely enjoyed this one. I was really happy with everything. I was really happy with the characters. I was extremely happy with the visualizations. And I honestly, if I had a book to pick from like the one that I read before and this one would be by far my favorite. And the one that I'd want turned into a drama. And you said the opposite, right?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a movie or a drama, so...
No, but the books that you read, the last one and this one, you said the other one.
Yes, yours, the one that you read. What was the... By Maureen Gu.
Maureen Gu. I just can't remember the title right now.
Yeah.
And you read, what was the last one you read?
Silence of Bones.
Silence of Bones, and you said you liked that one.
Yeah, that was also another historical one by the same author, so...
So I'll have to check that one out. Is it as descriptive as this one?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I could see her books getting turned into dramas, and I would actually love to see that.
Definitely.
Netflix, pick this one up, please. If you picked up the last one I read, pick this one up, please. I'd like to see this one. So other than that, the only other thing that I wanted to bring up is next month is our annual K-pop meetup. So, hour and a half event of just fangirling and doing crafts and just, kind of watching videos and listening to music, maybe some random dance challenge. But one of the things that we're probably going to be doing is making these lovely little magnetic frames that Randi made a sample of with Hobie and JK. Yep, JK. So definitely, look at the calendar. It's in August. I can't remember the date off the top of my head.
I think it's August 10th.
August 10th. So sign up for the event if you want to come join us to do some crafts and do some challenges and just have some fun and have a few minutes to be a total fangirl where nobody's going to say, ooh, because that's what I like doing. Anything else you want to talk about this book or anything else about the meetup?
No, I agreed with you. The book is great. I read it very quickly. She has one more book that she's written, so I'll probably be picking that up as well. Yeah. So, June Hur, recommend her.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we'll leave you with that, and hopefully we'll see you next month for K-pop meetup, and then after that, we'll return in September with our next K-Talk. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.